Hello, it's Daisy here from Spiritual Mixtape, and I have a little update for you today, beginning of this week. And first of all, let me start with a thank you. I have finally started to feel like the best version of my old self, and it hasn't been an easy journey to get here. I'm 11 weeks post-op today when this video drops, and there have been some really tough points before the operation, immediately after, and in this recovery zone that I'm in now. But I want to thank you for standing by me and standing by Spiritual Mixtape, even though you didn't quite know when I would be back at work. And so many of you continued to commit to the membership, to the community, despite not knowing where I was going to be. Thank you, really, from the bottom of my heart. Know that my mission was to create a community where we could all come together and learn breathwork and grow through these things that could be quite hard and find meaning and understanding in them, grief, healing, all these journeys. And it's very humbling to be part of the community too and be able to take while also building it for you to be able to receive too, the whole thing. Super humbling. So the work that I'm doing now really should have happened at the tail end of last year in the final quarter, where you decide what your year, what your business is going to look like. And I wasn't able to do that. October and September were all just prep going into the operation. And now I get to listen really to all the feedback, including what it was like when I wasn't here, what really worked for you guys, and start to build a place that is even more suited to your needs. I'm going to tell you what is next for Spiritual Mixtape and how it affects you. So we have a free community, general admission, paid membership, which is called the guest list, and the certification. It just stayed like that, just the certification. If you want to deep dive anything more, drop your question, just say hey in the comments, and I'll follow up with you offline and answer anything that you may be thinking. We're going to start with the free tier, the free community. I deeply love this. It's what I've always been trying to create since Spiritual Mixtape first came about. Because really, how I felt, how I think my dad felt after his cancer diagnosis was quite lonely, that you were trying to do this quite hard work out there on your own. And even after having been through this operation, the mastectomy, I still feel like there isn't a lot in the world that is community at the level that we're at, where you can really touch the people next to you, hear about what's going on, talk to other people and feel supported by the founders and the moderators. Everything feels a little distant out there in the real world. So our free tier general admission has two main components. It has the energy updates and the morning meditations. The energy updates are staying as a weekly asset. You get them emailed to you, or you can come into the membership and read them once a week, either a Sunday or a Monday. And there's also a podcast version as well. Now, the morning meditations, you guys are loving the morning meditations when I make them a little bit more meatier, where they're still short enough that they're really quick and digestible. You can commit to 5 days in a row, but you like them with the bowls. You like them with a little bit of extra zhuzh. So to facilitate that, I'm going to make them every other month. And that way we can make them a tiny bit longer. We can add the bowls, we can add guests, and they will still be able to be consumable, but not rushed. So they are going to stay under half an hour, but be over 20 minutes. So you get a proper practice, a proper hello, and a proper goodbye, which is what we need, well-rounded. So we will be doing those in March and May, July, September, and November this year. And you will see those event pages go up this week. Now, the paid membership, which is where we go deeper into breath work and where we really go from touching the ideas of community, coming together, having a practice, and really try and embed it into community and daily breathwork practice. Everything stays the same, but we are switching up how we practice. Every other month, you're going to get a drop And then the month following that, you're going to get a challenge and a breathwork party. Now, the reason we're doing it that way is to give everything a little bit of space so you can commit to that practice, really find the breathworks that work for you, read the energy updates, which always have a couple of practices to bring into your week. And so I can actually start to teach you guys how to make this a daily practice and why it's important and how much that is going to benefit your nervous system. We're changing up that structure just a little bit to give everything more room. And what I love, the other addition that I love about the paid tier is there are going to be weekly emails. So in addition to the energy updates that you get, you're going to get a weekly email that really guides you through what practices to do that week, how to hold that energy, where to find things in the membership. I just think this is like the missing link between dabbling in breath work to actually having a practice that really does support nervous system regulation. And the most interesting, or like the bit that I love, is that magic element that comes from having a regulated nervous system where you are more tapped into intuition, you are braver, so you go after the things that you really want. And in this ever-changing, wild landscape of the world, it gives you resilience and it gives you an ability to hold fast to what's important to you. These things are going to become more and more essential as our everyday life changes over the next 3 years. Finally, and I know that this isn't for everyone, but I do know that there are people within our community who want to lead in breathwork, sound healing, and basically create their own versions of Spiritual Mixtape, whether that is the breathwork practice, leading it for corporates, leading it, in everyday life, or whether you want to have a breathwork podcast, anything that falls under this remit of Spiritual Mixtape. That's where the certification lives. And that is when the support that comes in the free community and the paid membership becomes training. Now, the thing that I found so hard over the last few years, and again, it comes back to this idea of feeling alone, is that you were sort of left, despite paying quite a lot of money for all of these trainings, kind of left to just figure it out. I want to create not just a certification that is going to teach you the odds, the ends, and how to do the breath work meaningfully to really transform someone else's nervous system, not just your own. I want to create facilitators that can support one another as well, a community of breathwork trainers who care about the ethics, who care about what their classes are like, who want to do a good job. And when you don't know how to breathe properly, you stay trapped in old patterns. This is about liberating your fellow humans. We have the first one in March. Sign up now. We have 3 spots left, and I will do literally a lot of hand holding in this. We're going to record your first breath work. You are going to know what your style is. You're going to know what your signatures are. You are going to have the most perfect platform to begin to lead, facilitate, be a breathwork teacher, understand how you make money from working for yourself. But sign up now. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for the next training. Don't waver on this. You can book a call with me and talk about that one. And everybody else that wants to talk about the membership, free community and paid membership, you just drop into the comments and I'll reach out to you to speak to you about what it is that you are looking for in any of them, or, just to catch up. I know that I haven't been around as much over the last couple of months, and I am looking forward to really catching up with all of you. And I also owe some engagement gifts. So they're going to happen and they're going to start to fall regularly at the beginning of the month for the previous month, because you deserve to be, rewarded and appreciated for the time that you put in. You really deserve someone to be cheering you along. Like I said, initially it's about support. It then turns into training for some of us. And I hope that that gives you some clarity about where we're going, what's important to the membership and to Spiritual Mixtape this year. I know I didn't talk about the podcast, but we can come back to that another time. So I hope to see you at the morning meditations in March, if that's your bag. I hope that you guys start to engage a little bit more with the energy updates. Don't be surprised if I start to tag certain people and ask you to comment onto these posts. I can see in the back, in the back end, who's in there like poking around and doing the practices. So I'm going to start to call you out in a great way. I want to hear what you think about things. I want to make things that feel good to you. The next challenge that's coming is a 28-day consistency challenge that drops in February. We'll do it live in March, and it will come off the back of whatever is coming up for you in the eclipses, which are no joke as well. So I just want to thank you again for being here, for supporting Spiritual Mixtape and directly supporting me. I am so grateful. I will always be grateful. This should have been a horrible and hard time. And actually, it was beautiful and uplifting and gave me more reasons to be grateful in life. And I say that with complete sincerity. It really should have been a horrible time. And I'm coming out the other side feeling incredibly lucky. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing your comments and to speaking to you more. Let's have a 2026. We may not be able to be proud of everything that's happening in the world, but we can be proud of the things that we say and do and show up for, starting with ourselves and our nervous system.